Hey, have you ever just stared at a world map and seen, a jumble of lines and colors? What if I told you that map is actually a secret guide, a cheat sheet really, to planning the most incredible vacation of your life? Yeah, let's dive in and see how. I mean, we've all been there, right? You're packing for one trip and it's all heavy parkas and boots. The very next one, it's nothing but sandals and a swimsuit. The easy answer is, well, they're different places. But the real answer? Oh, it's so much cooler than that. Believe it or not, the answer has been staring us in the face this whole time. It's written right there on the map. It all boils down to one powerful idea: geography. All right, so if we're going to become master vacation planners, we've got to start with the basics. Think of this next part as our essential toolkit for exploring the globe. And this beautiful map right here, this is our guide. So let's do a quick run-through of the key features we're going to need to know. Okay, first up, the big pieces of the puzzle: continents. You know them. These are the 7 huge land areas, from giant Asia all the way down to Australia. Now let's zoom in a little. Inside those continents, we get countries. The specific places we actually book our flights to, like Malaysia, Brazil, or France. And then you've got this super important line, the equator. It's an imaginary line, sure, but it's a huge clue to a place's climate. See, the closer a country is to the equator, the more direct sunlight it gets all year long. And that's why it's generally so warm there. And of course, you've got the other map essentials. The compass rose points you north, south, east, and west. The scale tells you how far things really are. And the legend, or the key, explains what all those little symbols mean. These are the tools that make sure we can actually read this thing properly. Okay, so map basics? Check. We got it. But now for the really cool part. This is where the magic happens. We're about to add another layer of information on top of our map: the weather. Let's decode the global forecast. So how in the world do you even begin to make sense of all the different weather patterns on the planet? It seems impossible, right? Well, luckily for us, a climatologist back in the day named Vladimir Köppen, he did all the heavy lifting. He created this absolutely brilliant system to classify pretty much every single climate on Earth. And here's the genius part. Köppen managed to sort every single climate into just 5 main groups. That's it, just 5. And these 5 groups cover the whole spectrum, from these lush green tropical zones all the way to the freezing, icy polar regions. And here they are. It's a simple system. Each group has a letter, from A for tropical to E for polar, and each one gives you a quick snapshot of what to expect. Seriously, think of these letters as the secret codes to unlocking the kind of weather you're going to find. All right, we've got the codes. Now let's actually put them to work. It's time for a lightning-fast tour of the world's climate zones. Let's go. And wow, this is what it looks like when you put it all together. This is the Köppen climate map. Now, I know it looks a little complicated, but forget the details for a second. Just think of it like this. Every single color you see here, that's not just a climate, that's a completely different kind of vacation just waiting for you. And you know what? It gets even more detailed than that. See, a tropical climate, that's not just one thing. It could be a super dense rainforest, or it could be a wide-open savanna. And a dry climate, that could be a scorching hot desert or a surprisingly cold one. This is where the incredible, mind-blowing diversity of our planet really shines through. Okay, so we've got our map, we've got our climate codes. Now for the payoff. Let's tie this all back to adventure. What does this actually mean for you, for the traveler? So, what does this all mean for your next vacation? Let's break it down. Honestly, it means everything. Think about it. That tropical rainforest climate in Malaysia, that's what creates the perfect conditions for epic wildlife tours. That hot, dry desert climate in Egypt, that's the reason you can ride a camel past ancient pyramids. And that super cold subarctic climate up in Finland, that's what makes it one of the best places on the entire planet to see the northern lights. See, the climate doesn't just influence the trip, it literally creates the adventure. Just look at this amazing contrast. On one hand, you have Europe's mild, temperate climate. It's absolutely perfect for strolling through historic city streets. On the other hand, you have Africa's hot savanna climate, which is the very thing that makes those unforgettable, once-in-a-lifetime wildlife safaris even possible. 2 completely different climates, right? And they lead to 2 completely different but equally incredible trips. Okay, let's wrap this up. We're going to boil all of this down into a super simple blueprint, a little cheat sheet that you can actually use to plan your next trip. So, it's pretty simple, really. Are you dreaming of a beach and nature escape? You're looking for a tropical climate, somewhere like Bali?
More interested in ancient cultures and dramatic sweeping landscapes? Then a dry climate like the Sahara is going to be your jam. For those comfortable, easygoing city breaks, you just can't beat a temperate climate like Paris. And of course, if you're all about snow sports, it's got to be the cold climates, right? Think Switzerland? See how that works? It's a super simple but really powerful way to start thinking about your travels.
And that brings us right to our final thought. We've just seen exactly how deeply our travel adventures are tied to the world's climate patterns. They're completely linked. So I want to leave you with a big question to think about. As our planet's climate continues to change, how is this global travel map that we've just explored going to be completely redrawn?